Hey, and welcome to the Heartbreakers podcast with your hosts, Elsa Jean and James Mars.
And we are back. Heartbreakers. Here we are. We are not the Heartbreakers anymore. Remember, we gave it back to the guests.
Yes.
They're the Heartbreakers.
Yep. They're the Heartbreakers. Yep. I have a t-shirt that says, I love to make men cry.
Oh, and you do.
It was more of a joke, but do they cry a lot?
Oh, no.
They cry. Every single one cries,
Let's
actually.
hope they
Even
do.
one night stands,
You have to be
they
impactful
cry.
in people's lives.
Yes.
Yes.
Leave an impression.
So you're feeling like hell.
I'm freezing my eggs. I had to add an extra 5 days into this process because I have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Right, you spoke about that on one of
So
our
that's when my ovaries are covered in cysts.
Oh.
So it's an something about my insulin and like a sugar thing. So right now I am on 0 sugars, 0 carbs, and on anti-diabetic medication just to keep my blood sugar levels really low, or not really low, or low, because now I'm on all these hormones, which I guess makes your sugar levels rise. So there's some type of thing that you can get during this where your stomach bloats and you retain water. So I'm very at risk for whatever that is. I forget the name of it, but I'm at risk for some type of thing where I bloat so badly that it restricts. This is what they told me, where it restricts my heart. And then they said once I get to that point, just to go to the hospital. They'll just tell me to go to the hospital. So no sugars, no carbs. I'm really at risk for it. And that's why I have to go in every single day. They're going to check my estrogen level.
Like? So it could flood your lungs?
I don't know. The way they were explaining it to No. Well, absolutely not. I would. I mean, that's the whole point of me, I guess, being so strict. But when they were explaining it to me, it sounded so serious where I was like, oh my God, I can't not mess up and even eat one piece of sugar. I don't know if they're telling me to be this extreme because most people take it do half of what, but I'm the type of person where I'm I will do every little thing. So if you say no sugar and no carbs, I'm really gonna not have any sugar or carbs. I really will.
That.
I will. Yeah.
Follow direction.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm spending so much money. And then on top of it, if you're gonna tell me you gotta go to the hospital, and I am not doing that. So I'm really struggling on just with the hormones, how my body's reacting to it, the extra 5 days of just added medication. I haven't even gotten to the second step of the shots. I'm still in the first round and I'm struggling. And then they told me that after 6 days of these ones, that's when they're really going to watch me even closer.
Mentally, how does it feel right now? Have you had any moments where you're I feel really different? This is insane.
I don't know. I don't feel anxious like I usually am. I'm usually very you know how I am. I feel more sensitive. I wish that I was sitting on the couch with a blanket. You know what I mean? So what they told me is that I have over 40 plus eggs, more around 50. And so when you're on your period, you have 1 egg, right? And then you release it. So mine is right now I have 40 eggs that are ready. Or that's what we're trying to get my eggs to, is so we can get all 40 plus out. So right now I'm going through what they told me is a period times 40. It's really hard. It's really hard. Periods, I know we all make fun of them and whatever, but they are tough, especially for somebody like me. So now on top of it, I don't know. I'm numb. You can tell I'm sitting here where I'm I don't even know how to explain what's going on to me. I feel
it's you've just seen a car accident.
I'm not explaining it well of what I'm truly going through. I don't think anybody really, everybody around me is are you okay? And I'm everybody lied to me about this process. Everybody was it's okay, you'll be fine. And then once I started it, everyone's you were just talking to somebody and they're oh my God, yeah, she doesn't need to come.
So what did the people that told you about it, were they just forgetful, after it had happened and then they're just excited, or what?
All my friends were no, it wasn't too bad. I don't remember. They were I just had a little bit of bloating. They were older, so I think the problem is
you're so young.
I'm so young and my body's already so ready, I guess, because even my doctor's isn't it great that you have 40 plus eggs? This is so rare and blah, blah, blah. So, but I think because I'm young, that's why they're watching me so closely, is my, I already have the right amount of hormones. So all my friends that are that told me to do it were older, and they were just like acted like it was a breeze.
I do not envy
And
you
then
one
everybody
bit.
else who actually, once I'm now doing it, who I'm saying, no, I'm not doing well, I'm freezing my eggs. And they're like, oh yeah, don't, like, we know how it
yeah.
is. Like, we're just on a phone call.
Well, at least you don't feel crazy. You're like, yeah,
Not
I'm going
yet.
to.
I
Yeah.
think the second stage, but knock on wood that I'm really not going to feel crazy.
You have a strong mind.
I do.
You'll get
I'll
through
just
it.
go outside.
Although it is another, yeah,
I'll
that's
just
the best
seriously
thing.
go outside and sit on my patio with my dogs, and it
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
genuinely makes me feel good. I think
God.
it's the weed smoking
You
that's
think you're
throwing me
actually
off.
giving birth, like the whole like build up
Tell
to
me
this
why
thing.
I thought about that, where I was like, I am never, ever, not that I ever did, but I am never making fun of anybody going through any type of IVF pregnancy. Like, not that that's even a thing, but I'm going to be so cautious around pregnant people because you can't tell me that's 10 times worse, like being pregnant. I don't know. Like, then your stomach's really out to there.
Right.
Like, now I'm having a heat flash right now. Like, no joke.
Really?
I feel like I'm dripping in sweat.
You're
Like,
not. I can't see
okay.
it. Yeah.
I'm
You are not.
I'm seriously having a really bad heat flash.
Well, I will keep up with you on next week's episode. Hopefully, you haven't jumped off the side of that little. Oh,
No,
and
I'm gonna
hopefully,
be good.
Trudy's nice to you.
Being extra bad.
Oh wow, what a bitch! Because it's not all about her for once.
I know.
Fucking bitch. Mummy's having a moment.
How are you though? You're okay.
I'm okay. I got up. Oh, well, now nothing that I say will feel like, because I have things to complain about, but I don't want to now. Oh, you're so thin.
I know that's another thing. I'm dropping weight like crazy, and I'm like, I don't want to fall
Looks
too
good
bad
right now, but I don't want to tell
but
people
you
when
should
they
see
look
my
thin.
stomach.
Like,
It is flat. I'm supposed to be bloated right now, and you could
You're not
tell
supposed to compliment people when they look thin, though. Like, oh, you look good,
When
because
you
then they'll
look
try and keep being thinner, and they get
Oh no,
obsessed with it.
yeah. I was gonna make a tweet today that said, "Do not comment if I start gaining weight next week." Like, I already know I have it in my head where people are gonna be like, "Wow, she looks really frail like right now," and I'm gonna be like, "You don't understand what I'm going through," and then I'm gonna go and get the second one where they were told me I might gain like a little bit of weight during it, and I know people would be like, "She gained." And I'm gonna be like, you don't understand. Like, just give me a little bit. I'm gonna
Well,
be in
she
high.
got another boob job. When your boobs look different from all of
Should I
it.
get another boob job and distract them? Enough about me. You're okay though.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm excited about a lot of things. I'm bubbling up in the pipeline. And what else? That's it. I'm just excited to do this show with you.
Okay. You don't seem like it, so you better go run around the apartment building and then get some energy in you.
Well, I got up at 4:30 this morning, and it was because like exciting things are happening with this podcast that you know about. So
Should we tell them or wait?
Yeah, no, we're looking to we
Move
have a
to
couple
a
of offers at the
glamorous
moment. Yeah, we're
studio.
moving to a studio, and we have this lovely company wanting to take us on, and I'm just excited that we'll get a whole team of people to do all the
I
little
think
bits
I'm
that we
really
don't want to do.
excited about guests.
Yes, guests is the main thing. They'll research them for us, write the questions, like they'll know exactly. We'll just get a cheat sheet of like, this is what they do, that's blah, blah, 5 minutes before the show. Easy.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh,
I like
I'm
it. I think it
excited.
will be
Guests
really
will be
fun.
fun because we'll have fun chatting to different people. Like, so one of the companies had like Dr. Drew, you know, the TV Dr. Drew? Yeah, on
From MTV.
maybe
He's
been
like
everywhere.
okay.
Yeah.
I think he's like the teen mom doctor, Dr. Drew. Have you watched Teen
Maybe,
Mom?
yeah, he's on everything. He's
okay.
like really
He's
well known.
really
Yeah.
nice, actually.
Yeah.
He treats everybody so kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, should we get Dr. Drew on ours and
Yes,
see what's
I
up?
want to hear what he thinks about you.
About my life. He's gonna crack down on me. He's gonna be like,
yeah.
"You are not."
Well, he's actually an addiction specialist too, so maybe I'd
Interesting.
like to speak to him about why I'm so fucked up.
No,
Tell me.
it's very. I realize that I'm addicted to sugar, like
But now
bad.
you won't need to be. After you finish this, try not to go back into the
not-
old habits because you worked so hard. This is what someone would do over a month's time to break a habit. At least take some things other than obviously you have frozen eggs now, which will be great after it. But also you could take like your mind will be changed after the hormones balance back out. And if you don't get yourself addicted to stuff, you're definitely off stuff after 30 days. And that's how long you'll be doing it for.
Yeah, no, I feel like I really want to get to the point where I'm not craving sugars, and I think I'm kind of getting there, like already.
That's gonna be life changing.
I know,
I've known people that went off sugar and they were like, I didn't realize how
caffeine, all of it.
like every product is made with sugar in it because it was a drug to get people to buy more of that product.
It has sugar is in absolutely. When I read this
Right.
stuff, when I'm telling you I can't eat anything but water
Yeah.
right now and
Right.
air, like
Eat the water.
I truly feel like I'm just like, if I could just inhale air, and then maybe I should do anal.
Anal. Is that?
Because you just like, if you don't eat, then you can do
Oh my
anal.
god!
Like,
Why are you not having so much anal? Because you will probably cry during. Because you're so hormonal.
I
You're like, this is so
fuck me in the ass,
beautiful. Or you'll either be like, this
please.
is beautiful,
You
or
know,
I deserve this.
some sickos would get off to
Yeah.
the fact that I'm crying while they're fucking me in the ass.
Okay. Anyway, guess what I heard that was funny the other day? It was actually our bestie, Sophia. I was listening to her podcast, right? So she's a big
Our bestie
advocate.
that she doesn't know, like she doesn't know she's my best friend.
They know what's going on with our deals and everything.
Oh,
Like
okay,
they've been a
okay.
good resource. I love
Okay.
it. Delaney from Sophia, love ya. Not that she listens to this. Okay, anyway, starting fights when a relationship gets stale. She's a big advocate of starting fights when a relationship gets stale so that you can make up. Instead of losing someone, you start a fight with them, like to keep it fresh. So then you like,
I
do you
do
think?
that.
It's a good thing. No, honestly, when you make art with someone, you realize, oh my God, I could lose them, which you become complacent about. But then you also, like, you get to see them for a second, like, not like you. And, like, that's hot.
But have you ever done that and turned into like a really serious fight where you're like, oh my God, this is not like, I was just trying to irritate you a little bit. And it was a really bad day for them. Cause that's happened to me before. I actually kind of like stopped doing that in relationships because it started turning like really bad.
You know what's worse than that is when you start a fight and then you're over it really quickly and you're like, oh God, like I want to like ask that person, what should we have for dinner? Like, where should we go? And you're like, no, I'm stuck in this fight and it's so annoying because I know we're going to get like,
Yeah.
and you're just like, this is such a time waster, but you don't want to just go cave and be like, okay, everything's fine, don't worry. Or if you do, they're like, no, I'm not ready to end this fight. Yeah.
I love having sex during a fight, not after a fight, during it. I know that's really sick. I have a true problem with it.
During the fight.
I have a
How do you do
real
it?
problem. It might be a defense mechanism.
imagining
I am truly turned on during it, but it might be a defense mechanism where during the fight, like if I'm screaming at someone and we're screaming at each other, I want them to like take my clothes off.
That sounds kind of hot to me. I mean, it sounds hot. It sounds really unhealthy.
It's really
but
unhealthy.
It sounds hot.
Because it never you never finish.
I guess it's just like
These are real fights.
Okay.
If they were, I've done it before, like where I'm like really horny and I want it to be angry sex. I don't want the person to hate me during it because it's better. And I'll do like a little fight that's not serious and I don't feel as bad. But I've done it before where they're real fights and I'm like, this is probably fucking with that person's brain so badly, but this is great for me.
See, I've never done that. I mean, I get where you're coming from. I've never done that because when I was fighting with someone, I guess I've never, like when I've been fighting with that person, I'm not attracted
You know what I think it
to
is?
them. Like I can't ever move it to that stage of like.
What turns me on is them fighting for me and like you know what I mean? Like fighting, like defending themselves and fighting for the relationship. I think it turns me on.
Oh my God, you're a sicko.
I know. I love to have sex on my period and during a fight. Those are my times where I'm like,
maybe these hormones will correct you.
you know, right? Maybe I'm like all of a sudden. I remember.
I'm just kidding. We don't kink shame.
Yeah. No.
You're yum.
No,
I think
no.
it's yum too.
Yeah.
But
No, I know
does
it's
sound
not.
a
I'm
little
not.
twisted.
I
But
don't
that's why
feel
we like it because it's a bit twisted.
I don't feel ashamed at all about anything that
I
I
know you
really do.
don't.
That face. Oh my God. I almost got scared for me.
Okay, so guess what? Okay, we spoke about that. Married people. Here's something in the news. Married people are confessing their shocking secrets they'll never ever tell their spouse. It was on Reddit. Listen
I'm
to
scared.
some
It's
of
going to be something
these.
really
Oh my
disgusting.
God, I wanted your thoughts on some of these. I've slept with all three of my wife's sisters multiple times and she doesn't know about it yet. I also have a secret child with her oldest sister. She'd kill me if she even heard a rumor about it.
That sister is so wrong for that.
Why isn't he bad for it?
He is bad,
Oh,
but I'm not surprised. That's all I'm saying is I at this point, I'm just going to be like, whatever. The sister, come on.
That is a cunt sister. You literally
A
grew up. You've known her
child?
your whole life.
Multiple times. All the sisters, first off, how sick are you to, like, what? All of them?
They do not care about each other.
No. No.
So that's never happened to you.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Poor
Oh my
Diamond.
god. Me and my sister are so close. That's my best friend. Like, truly.
Okay, I got a few more. I'll never tell my wife, but I regularly fantasize about her mum while I pleasure myself. That's a pretty normal one, right?
I think that's fine.
Have you ever fantasized about someone's dad when you were with their son?
I have not, because I've dated such old men. They're usually not
Right.
alive.
Have you fantasized
They're
about
not
their son
alive.
then?
I
You're
mean,
like,
that's
oh wow, a young guy, your son's
yeah,
pretty hot.
maybe, yeah. No, I haven't, but that's a good idea.
Good idea. Next time you're with an old one. We love old ones too here. P.S.
You know what? Can I share one that I saw on
Yes.
Instagram where it was like, so a wife found a jar underneath a sink full of like liquid, and then she asked her husband what it was, and he said that he had been storing his semen in this jar just for like a weird like
Why?
OCD thing. I don't know, but he wanted to store it, and she had dumped it out, and he was really mad that he had stored all of it and all of that. And now it's
What are
going to
you
take him
keeping
forever.
it
I
for?
know.
And
That's so
imagine the
sick.
smell of it. A
It's,
semen is just sitting in a jar,
I know.
rotting, because like that's human
I
parts.
know.
That's
Stop.
that would
Stop.
smell
I'm
like
so
a body
nauseous. I'm
would.
so
A body
nauseous.
would smell like that. Let's get it a vomit.
I
Just
really am
kidding.
close to it. I
Okay,
really
hold on. There's more of them. This was so good. When I found this, I was like, oh.
making my eyes
Okay.
water a little bit.
This is a funny one. My wife used to have an issue with wetting the bed when she was a teenager, and she thinks she's grown out of it. Now, when she wets the bed and I wake up first, I pee on the bed too and tell her it was me.
Oh, that is so
You would like that one, wouldn't you?
sweet. I know. That is really sweet. But hey, whatever. If my significant other peed the bed, I wouldn't be mad. Like, that's not like
Well, how old?
Well, they say that
might
a
have a
lot of
problem.
times is right. A lot of times that's a stress thing. When you're
Really?
overly stressed, they even say that about children who keep peeing the bed at an
They're
older
nervous
age.
or
Is
something.
they're upset about something. So she could be upset about something. So that's kind of sweet that he pees on the bed. But I also think it's a lie.
You think it's hot? Trust.
Yeah.
Shut up.
He just
Yeah.
sprays their face.
And she doesn't wake up. He's peeing. Oh, I guess you could do it in a more discreet way. Okay. I never told my husband that I absolutely hate the 3 kids he has from his previous marriage. I've despised them since the moment I met them. I can't stand them. They literally disgust me. They are nothing like him. This woman sounds like a bitch, but I get it a little bit.
She didn't have to go to that extreme. She could have said
Yeah.
that I wish that he didn't have kids from a previous relationship, but did she just say that the kids disgust her?
Yeah, but what if they're really mean and rude? We don't know how old they are. They could be like 17.
And she could be like 19, just super irritated with the fact that they're
Yeah,
like,
right. Like I am the
age.
mistress and I am
Yeah.
20 years younger than him.
It sounds like
I'm
it.
the same age as the children.
Because nobody older, like an older woman, wouldn't talk about somebody's children like that. That's crazy.
Some bitches be crazy.
I think she's young and they're
Right.
like the same age.
Okay, a week before I married my wife, I got really drunk with my best friend, a man like me, and we ended up making out and giving each other BJs. During the whole ceremony, we kept exchanging awkward glimpses. We've never discussed what happened with each other. I never told my wife or anyone, but I still think about the experience and get all hot and bothered.
I say don't tell her. Just, I mean,
Hot
that sounds
though.
really, I know, I love
Right? And
that.
at the then they go to the wedding together. Oh my god!
If my husband said that, like, hey babe, before, I'd be like,
A week before I married her, so then he married her.
I would be like, I'm so upset, but deep down it'd be like, wow, just don't do it again.
And film
But-
it when you do it.
Yeah.
There's another one. Hold on. When I was engaged, I was at a friend's wedding and fooled around with another guy. I told my fiance that the other guy and I only kissed in a random drunken moment. In reality, we did a lot more than just one kiss. Now, after more than 10 years of marriage and several kids later, I feel guilty about it.
Oh, don't. Come on. There's people doing such crazy stuff. I say just forgive yourself. Everybody just needs to forgive themselves always.
Well, also, I did not make these up and I did not just pick the gay ones. This is like married men. There's a lot of secret down low stuff going
So I
on.
was gonna ask
They're not
you.
gay. They stay with their wives and they want to be married to them. Or
I was gonna ask you what you thought, because I think that more men are bisexual than what they really admit to. I don't have I have no judgment on that.
I think that is so real because here's the thing. I was thinking about it the other day, like even in my generation, right? And I'm not that old. I remember people saying that, like, and thinking and knowing that it was disgusting and wrong to ever touch another man. Like that was just a weird, like that
That's not
is
my
almost like a mental
generation.
disorder. So thinking about that, if I'm only 35, right? So a lot of men just wouldn't have even gone there or thought about it. Whereas now they're like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like it doesn't make me gay. So yeah, whatever. It's just like a sexual thing. Now they can express it more and say something about
And
it.
probably men 35 are now
Mm.
getting married just now, because men they
Mhm.
wait a little bit. So they're all
Not
your
me.
generation is all getting married now. So they're all kind of writing in about their, you know what I mean? I guess my
Yeah.
generation's not writing that because I don't believe that my
Teenagers.
generation cares at
Mm.
all. I personally don't. I think it's hot.
It is so
And I
hot.
think that also it's never talked about. I think that why if that was a girl writing it, everybody'd be like, "Yeah, that's so sexy," but
Yeah.
I don't think there's it
I think
bothers me
it's
a lot
just
that men can't make out with other men or at least give one blowjob and feel comfortable to try it if they really
yeah.
feel like that's
And then never do it again if they don't want
yeah, if
to.
they don't want to and they could stay married, they can get,
'Cause you're the first generation of it being okay, though. Like, it's only
I
one
know.
generation ago
I
that wasn't good,
know.
and it
I
was
know.
only 20 years ago.
I
Like,
know,
so
right? It's
that's weird.
kind
It's
of
really
recent.
new. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
It's really new that people are like, there was only one show on TV where it was a gay, people on it, Will and Grace, and that started, like, I don't know, 20 years ago or
Yeah,
whatever.
everything
Yeah,
has a
yeah.
gay couple, and I don't know, the thought of, like, someone being, like, against that kind of stuff disgusts me. Like, if you're against
Mm.
homosexual, trans,
I
all that,
think
you know,
yeah.
the the LBGQT plus, is that what it is?
There's more
Oh,
letters,
yeah.
but I don't
But
even
if you're
know.
against
I
that,
don't
I
even
feel,
know.
like, really awkward and weird around those people, so that's my
Yeah, because what are
generation.
you hiding then? What? Just let people do whatever the
You
fuck
know
they
those
want. What am I
people where
worried
they
about
get
what
up
you're
and they're
doing?
like, "No
Yeah.
gays allowed," like,
So you don't have sex with a
what?
man, that's fine, you don't have to. No one
I
has to do
can't
anything they don't wanna
I don't
do.
wanna be in a room with
Just
those
do it or don't
people.
do it,
Those
that's
people are outsiders now, let me tell you. They
yeah.
really
Oh, it
are.
looks a bit weird, yeah, but that's
They
the
are
thing. I'm
such
like, "Oh,
outsiders.
okay, why are you getting up on a soapbox and talking
Yeah.
about this issue that you have a problem with that you don't actually do
That
yourself?"
yes, like,
Like, that doesn't it
leave
doesn't
people
yeah.
alone, you
So don't
sicko.
you do it. Yeah. Okay, questions. We're getting on to the questions. My mother-in-law ruined my birth experience. Her mum and her husband, sorry, I wanted my mum and my husband only, but my husband's mum wanted to be in the room. She
While
said,
she's giving birth?
yeah, and so yes. So the
No,
whole
no.
like the two mums could be there, like the grandmothers, but she's like, it's different. It's not like I don't love her. It's just that I
She
want
doesn't
to
wanna
put
be
my foot down.
she doesn't wanna be spread eagle in front of somebody that's
Yeah.
not her family.
And I imagine you're
Fine.
nervous and, like, you're worried about the pain, everything like your mum has birthed you, so that's your
Of
person.
course, I
And
would
then
want
there's the
my mom
husband that's
there.
literally the father, so you got to
Yes,
although you
and
could
he
lose
needs
the
to be
father,
there.
the mother is more important, like,
Yes, I agree. See, if I had to remember, like, people couldn't have people in the room with just one person during
oh.
COVID, I think I would pick my mom over my husband. I
Yeah.
just think that that's,
Well,
like
because she has given birth
yeah,
before to you. I mean, that
but
makes the
definitely
most
not
sense.
the mother-in-law. I would be like, "I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you can come after," but I would be very stern and say,
I would
"You can come after, I don't feel comfortable," because you're shitting yourself. Seriously,
yeah.
you're pissing and shitting and throwing up everywhere. You don't want people and then you have to be spread equal, pushing your
Mhm.
guts out. Just know that it's not your place to be there if the person doesn't want you there.
Yeah. I agree.
You
Next
joking?
question. How many times do you break up before you call it a day? I love breaking up usually and getting back together 7 times each before I leave. They're a fake goodbye. How many times?
This person has
Is
a number for how many
yeah,
times they
it's
like to
like I
say
do it 7
goodbye.
times. Yeah, that's like on an average, I guess.
Um,
I totally get this
I
though.
get it. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
We've talked about it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
before.
You gotta do
It's
that dance
normal
until it's
until
over.
it's over.
Yeah,
And even
that's part of it.
me and my friends talk about it too, where it's like you do the dance, right? And then one day you just wake up and you're like, it doesn't matter how much that person cries, stands outside, whatever they want to do, text, call,
It's
you're gonna
done.
be like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
But it's not over till it's over. Like, that is the dance. How many times do you think you do it? I think I probably do it about
7?
4 oh,
I would say a good 7. Maybe
Yeah,
more?
4 or 5 for me. Okay, so more than that. Okay,
I think
cool.
maybe more. I honestly
That's
never
totally
thought
normal.
about it.
My average is probably 4 or 5
Depends
times.
on the
Although some people I've
person.
broken up with once and that's it, but it's
Same, I
only
was just gonna
short-term
say.
ones. I've had people where I've been like, "Oh god, thank God I finally broke up with them. I've been dying to say it," and now it's like,
I thought about that the other day where I was like, how before did I just look at somebody and be like, nope. And then like after
"Did you used to do that?" Oh
I
yeah,
used to move
no.
in with people and then they would do like weird stuff where I'd be like, that's enough. I'd pack my stuff and go and it didn't matter how many
They
times
left
they
the door
called
open
me.
while they're on the toilet and you're like, "I'm outta here,
Yeah, yeah.
bitch."
Seriously.
I find my private parts ugly and I'm really self-conscious to have sex in daylight. How do I get over this and become more confident in my genitalia?
We've
No, I
talked.
liked your answer last time and it got cut off our other episodes.
Did
That's
it?
why I asked
Oh,
you
okay,
again.
okay. Oh,
Yes.
I
Oh,
mean,
about older men so then they can make you feel good about
oh,
yourself.
did
I
I
loved
say
that.
that?
Yes. And
Okay,
that's
okay,
why it
okay.
made you as a young person feel really
Okay, did I
secure
say that?
to
Okay.
date below
All
your
right.
average. Like,
So
well, not necessarily, but you know.
everybody's private parts are discussed. I mean,
Oh, right. You said
I
that
like,
too, and I loved that.
oh yeah.
Oh, we always have
So
technical difficulties on the show, and
we
I have to
always have technical.
regurgitate the questions because we've already recorded them, but you haven't heard them yet, and this was a good answer.
I genuinely think that everybody's private parts, I find people's private parts attractive because they're their private parts and because I find that
Yeah.
person attractive, but I don't look at them and think, oh my, that is
Yeah.
just that extra skin,
If
that
if you
whatever.
didn't know what private parts did and you just saw pictures of like a beautiful face, pecs, ass, anything, and then dicks, you'd be like, that dick
Yeah.
looks like, even
And,
the most beautiful dick, you're like, that's just like a weird hose with a hole in it and like a
yeah.
mushroom head. You're like,
Yeah.
okay,
And
that
even same with
vagina, you're just like, that's a ham wallet or some sort of lettuce.
so I personally think that you should just
Know that
put it in your head that everybody's private part is ugly. And I'm sorry that that person feels like that because everybody is nasty down there, I think. Like, I just think that that's,
you have to
and I
like
said
it.
before, right, how I think that older men don't care. I have a fat pussy and older men love it and they taught me to love it. And then now I'm with age appropriate people or whatever you want to call it and they love it too. So it took me a lot of
But that
time
gave you a
where
lot of your confidence.
it
Because
did.
you were with people that were more mature that don't have those weird hang-ups in their head about like needing it to look a certain way or be a certain way. And that gave you the confidence
To not
because
care.
and because probably people don't care, but you do in your mind, but they'll say it
I
and
really
you're not
feel
as
like
worried.
that she should tell herself
Mm,
everybody's private part looks a little off. It's not that they're
right.
disgusting. I shouldn't have said that. I think I said maybe they're disgusting, but private parts are not
You
disgusting.
got a lot of hormones,
But
don't
I
you?
know. But everybody's looks a little. Let's date older men. They don't care. Big lips, small lips, whatever. They just love pussy.
Yummy.
They really do.
Yummy.
They
I'm so
do.
excited about
Yummy.
it. Oh my God. I have so many more questions, but we are going to get to the next episode because we have run out of time.
Okay.
Adultfriendfinder.com is our lovely sponsor. Make sure you check out the show notes in there and start yourself a masturbation on camera, hookup, little affair, or a regular relationship. We love them and we love sitting here having this fun show.
And we love sex and people and positivity.
Sex and people.
And I said we love sex, people, and positivity. That's what our brand is.
SPP.
Yeah, sure. That's what our brand is it not? Loving
Yes,
everybody and sex
it
and
is. We are so
positivity.
sex positive. That's why we think your parts are
Oh,
disgusting.
make that with a man if you're a man and
Yeah.
send me a video. I'm just
Oh
kidding.
yeah,
I'm
Elsa
just
needs
kidding.
to see more
Please
gay
don't,
porn.
please
If
don't.
everyone just at her,
Honestly,
it's
please.
at Elsa Jean is me on Twitter.
No,
At Elsa
I'm
Jean Official
joking.
on
I'm
Instagram.
joking. I'm joking. I'm
We are
joking.
at Heartbreakers Podcast.
Yes.
Enjoy, guys. Have a good week, and we will see you and hear you next week.